Hello! It's Feel Good Friday and we're home, Lily, we're home! Say hi, everybody! Oh my gosh, I am so happy to be home. It's funny because I just looked at some dates today. I haven't even been home from Mexico for a month yet. And it feels like that was like another lifetime. It doesn't even feel like it happened anytime like this year, but let alone. And I was at Fish Mexico a month ago. That is just nuts. So crazy. Time is really nuts. So, but oh my gosh, I've gotten so much done since I got home and I'm back to work. I'm so happy to be back to work doing massages. And I've had a really good response. I've got a lot of new clients. And what's so exciting is that almost all of them are teaching massages. I do what I call the feel good massage, where while they're getting a massage, I'm actually teaching them about stress reduction and I'm teaching them about their chronic pain. And wow, there is such a need for that right now. So many people are responding and they're making more appointments and it's really, really going well. Very, very excited about that. And I'm about to start coaching again, but what is so great for me is I get to talk about my feel good way all day long. And that's what I love doing more than anything. So grateful to be here and doing this. Thank you so much. So, let's do an Evo size. Are you ready? So if you're new here, just prop up your phone, get your hands free and do what I want to do. And then when we're done, I'll talk to you a little bit more about it. So just put your fingers on your temples, scratch around your ears, scratch the back of your head. You know, I do it different sometimes, but the most important part is dragging it down your throat past your collarbone. And now just notice how you feel. I bet you took a deep breath. And I think that stopping to notice how you feel is as important as any of it. You know, just giving your body a moment to go, oh wow, she just cleared out all the stress drugs and poured in a bunch of feel-good drugs, and now I can breathe easier and my heart rate slows down and my muscles relax. This is the most important part of my feel-good way is that your muscles relax when you do something, anything that feels good. So quick stretch, you know, massaging yourself anywhere, just wringing your hands will literally switch the chemistry from fight or flight to rest and digest. Isn't that cool? It's so simple and so easy. And you can just do it while you're walking around in your life. It doesn't take a big deal. You know, oh, gee, my ankle itches. I'm just gonna scratch it. You know, that feels good and that counts. So one of the things I've noticed while I'm doing the teaching all day is that one of the most important parts is how do you remember to do it often enough? Because the chemistry change from stress to not stress, it only lasts about 5 to 10 minutes. And what I tell people is it's kind of like pain management. You want to keep it relieved and not have it come back and go away and come back and go away. If you can keep your stress at a lower level, then when stressful things come at you, you're going to deal with them differently, right? And so when I first discovered all this, I had severe chronic pain. I thought I wasn't going to be able to work anymore. And I went through a program where I learned a lot about balancing my body, and that helped a lot. My pain was mostly gone, but it would come back and go away and come back and go away. And I noticed that it was when I was stressed that it would come back. And then one day I noticed how much tension I held in my body. My butt cheeks and my shoulders were clenched, and I bet yours are too. We all are doing it, and we're not even aware we're doing it because it's normal, right? And so I said, okay, so that is what's causing my pain. And if I don't get rid of that, it's never going to go away, right? And so I made a program for myself to do something, anything that felt good every 5 minutes. And it's not that big of a deal. Now I tell people 10 minutes. It's not that hard to do. You know, just scratching the back of your head as you're walking down the street, does it? I mean, it just takes seconds of doing something that feels good to make it happen. So I used a kitchen timer. This was before smartphones. Can you believe it? And I set that thing to go off, and every time it went off, I did something that felt good. And then after I did that, I checked and fixed my posture, because that is also part of my feel good way, is fixing your posture. It's what we're doing while we walk around in our lives, sitting, standing, all those kinds of things that are causing the problems we're having. So fix what you're doing and the problems go away, right? So now I use an app on my phone called Insight Timer, and it just goes ding every 10 minutes. And every time I hear it, I just, do something really quick and keep going on my life, right? It's not that big of a deal. And then one of the things I tell people is, in the old days, we would have tied a string around our fingers. No reason you can't do that now. Another thing, when I do my retreats, I paint smiley faces on everybody's thumbs. And every time they notice them, it makes them feel good. And then they do something that feels good. It's really common now for somebody to paint one fingernail a different color, or even just paint one fingernail. When I was doing work in Mexico, I was mostly working with tourists. And so I would give them a prescription. Margot says I have to get a new piece of jewelry or a new tattoo or something on your hands or wrists, something that you'll see a lot. And every time you notice it, you do something, anything that feels good. It's just that simple. Sometimes I do things like I'll just put something in a weird place. I once burned some chicken stock twice in 2 weeks and just filled my house in Mexico up with smoke. So now I'm not allowed to put anything on high on the stove unless I put something in my way, so that if I'm walking, oh, hey, what's that? Oh yeah, I gotta go check the soup. So actually, even as we speak, in the pathway to my bedroom is a box of anatomy flashcards that I pulled off of a bookshelf to remind me to turn on the heat in my massage room, right? So there's just simple things you can do to remember to do something that feels good all day long. Oh, I love you, and I'm so excited. I get to go see Ghost Light this weekend in Spokane. I'm a little disappointed in my boys. Fish isn't coming to the Northwest. Dead & Company's not coming to the Northwest. So I'm just going to have to make do with what comes to me. I'm super excited about this weekend. And I hope you have some good music coming up too. So this is Ghost Light. And what I want you to do right now is get up off your butt. We're going to dance. And while we're dancing, I'm going to demonstrate how to give yourself a half a body, full body massage on half your body. And we're just gonna do half, so when we're done, you can feel the difference between the side you did and the side you didn't do. So get up, get your hands free, and do what I do. Are you ready to dance? So I always start with something that feels good. Let's do half the head. And you'll notice that a lot of times I use two hands. So use two hands. And I'm actually moving the scalp around, not really scratching the surface. Scratching the surface feels good too, but not as good as moving the whole scalp around. I give myself like 10 to 20 head massages a day. Can you imagine that? It feels so good. Woo! That's Tom Hamilton of J-Rad. I first saw him with Los Muertos con Queso in Mexico.
Don't come apart before you really know which way to fall. It's just another world now. Every word must be no more. So speak up, my dear. You're mumbling. Never gonna give you love. It'll never feel you. Hey, blame it on the night. Blame it on the heat. Blame it on blah blah something. Blame it on the night. Blame it on the heat.
So that only took 2 minutes. Now stop
Hey, blame it on the night. Blame it on the heat. Blame it on blah blah something.
and notice how you feel. Maybe even keep dancing and notice how you feel. I love you. I just love doing this with you every Friday. We're into our 3rd year. Can you believe it? Thank you so much for being part of my Feel Good Way and watching and sharing these videos. I just love you. Have a delicious day, and I'll see you next Friday.